There we go. Take a few minutes. Just admire the beautiful hardtail. Meine Fahrrad ist Butterblume. German meaning my bike is a buttercup. Anyway, welcome back, you beautiful people. I absolutely love the hardtail. So much that I've taken it all over the world, right? I've raced an EWS, I've raced the Mega Avalanche, I've taken it to Whistler Mountain Bike Park, I've ridden Squamish. Hell, I've even been to Windhill Bike Park in the United Kingdom, where I am right now. I've even built a hardtail in my garage because I wanted a 29-inch wheeled bike. It's based on this Nuke-Proof Scout 29er. So it's safe to say that I think you beautiful people should buy a hardtail and have one in your garage. But if you need any convincing, which I don't think you do, here's a few reasons why you should buy one. Okay, before we get anywhere and start talking beautiful jazz about hardtails, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification because heck, we do a video every single day of the year. 365 days. You want to be notified because there's a hell of a lot of good hardtail action going on there, plus other stuff. Okay, the first one that I'm going to point out, and it is one that's on everyone's mind when it comes to mountain biking, and that is cost, because mountain biking can be quite expensive. But hardtails is like a budget-friendly one, and it's a great way to get into the sport. Now, you can get a super budget hardtail, or you can get a high-end race machine, a thoroughbred, and a bit like this one right here, but this is my bike, and I take hardtail riding very seriously. That's why I've got an extreme build on it. But you would think this would be expensive, but it's not. If you were to compare the price range of this full build to a full suspension bike at the same price, you would get considerably less for a full sus than you would a hardtail, because the componentry on the hardtail is gone into where it needs to be. The drivetrain, the brakes, the forks, you don't have suspension on the rear. Whereas if you had a full sus with the same price range, the components would be probably a range or two lower than what's on my bike right here. And that's something to consider. It is very cost effective, especially when it comes to great parts. Right, this one it's low maintenance. To be honest, I'm pointing it out because it is a little bit low maintenance, because you've got no moving parts on the rear. Like if you were to have a full suspension bike and there's a little knock going to happen on the rear, you have to address it very quickly, because if you don't address it very quick, it's just gonna get worse and worse and worse, and then it'll cost a lot of money. And cost is what we don't want. Hardtail, maintenance free, but you do have moving components that you do have to maintain, but it's less stressful than a full suspension bike. And life's better with not that much stress, is it? You can ride your bike more. You don't have to worry about all that. The concept and design of the hardtail is beautiful in its simplicity, right? Personally, I think the aesthetics of this machine are really hard to beat. You get these like incredible cross-country weapons where they got the nice beautiful lines, they're super lightweight. You get that silhouette right in your mind, and it's really hard to beat, and that's important. Why? Because if you want to get into the sport, into mountain biking, you want something that looks incredible, and you can expect to get something really incredible to ride. The hardtail. Riding the hardtail develops a certain robustness with all those big hits, and you feel the ground underneath you because you haven't got the ability to soak it up. There's no dampening in the bike. You feel it through the pedals. So whatever you ride over, you feel it through the pedals and into your knees. The only way to get a smooth ride is to watch the terrain and react with it through your body. This is still something that is possible on a full suspension bike, but the interesting difference is learning to read the terrain on a hardtail. It's still teaching you to read terrain on a full suspension bike. However, if you have come over from a full suspension bike to a hardtail, you're going to find it a lot harsher. Why? Because you've probably learned a few bad habits on the way with a full suspension bike, whereas on the hardtail, you learn all the fundamentals on how to make the trail feel a lot smoother. There we go. That's why you get a hardtail. Learn here, then go over there to the Silver Spoon. Right, back in the day, those old mountain bikers frowned upon technology coming into the sport. And what I mean is they brought in the suspension fork on the front. They shot it down, they didn't like it at all. Now, worlds apart to the mountain bikes we ride these days, the full suspension bike, you've got dropper posts, one-by-drive systems, you've got clipless pedals, suspension, you've got it all. E-bikes, you've got computers, everything telling you what the bike's doing. Now, that is totally different to those clunkers back in the 1970s. But there's something to say about the trusty hardtail and those clunkers in the 70s, right? They kind of share the same kind of DNA. Apart from the suspension forks on the front and the hydraulic disc brakes, but the ride, everything that they share between the two are pretty similar. So riding a hardtail is like riding, I don't know, a bit of history. So what I'm trying to say is that the hardtail is the perfect foundation to start on, to ride, to get learning all the skills. It's the hardtail. You need a good foundation. Every house and building needs good foundations. You need good foundations. Right, now we've moved on, but still talking about foundations, the hardtail's a perfect foundation to learn all those basic skills, all those very, very important ones that some people kind of miss out when they start on a full suspension bike. Because when you start riding a full suspension bike, you get quite complacent with everything. The terrain you're riding, this to a full suspension bike would look smooth. Whereas on a hardtail, you've got to read the terrain. You've got to bring out all those skills to make this feel smoother. That's why I'm saying that the hardtail is a perfect foundation to learn every single skill that you need to ride a mountain bike trail. Community. Now, as soon as you buy a hardtail, you are entering a close knit of incredible people, hardtail people. People that have been riding hardtails for years. They've not even touched a full suspension bike. If they see a full suspension bike running past, they go and start telling it to go away because they are incredible fans of the hardtail. Now, there's a group. There's a group on Facebook and Instagram called Nuke Proof Scout Riders Club. Now that is a close-knit group of people that have the same bike, Nuke Proof Scout. Like-minded people that love riding hardtails. I'm part of it. I'm part of a community and I love it. It gives me goosebumps because I'm part of a group of people that have got so much in common. And we love riding hardtails. And that's all I can say. The community and hardtail world is incredible. It's better than the full sus. Even though I ride full susses, but I love the hardtail more. Will the hardtail, or can the hardtail be the only bike that you need in the garage? Is it capable for multiple disciplines? Well, in the modern era, the riding is a tough question, but the hardtail can handle pump tracks. It can handle most of the trails at a bike park. Hell, it can even ride skate parks. For me, I'm living proof that it can do pretty much anything that you wanted to do. It's all just down to your skill level. I've ridden the Mega Avalanche, I've done big epic rides on this thing, I've done racing on it, I've done bike packing. This can pretty much do everything that you wanted to do. It all comes down to your skill level and your abilities. But don't underestimate the hardtail. It can be the only bike you have in the garage. So there we have it, 8 reasons why you should buy a hardtail. I don't think you need any reasons whatsoever. I know you're in there. I know I can see you, that little wish list on your browser on your phone. Just press check out, buy one, because you will not regret it. And if you are watching this video for to get into the sport, buy a hardtail. It's cheap. Spend all the other money that you got on a good helmet, good clothing, and go out there and have some fun. That's all. I love the hardtail. I can't stop it. I can't say it. I can't say it enough. I can't say it enough. I need a cup of tea. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and it's given you a few reasons why you should buy one. I'll see you next one. See ya, bye.